Welcome everyone to, well, not really the fourth year debate, the fourth year conversation with Liam O'Brien, because he is, well, the third year, for the third years, we started with three, and eventually two people dropped out and we came down to one. And now, but with for our fourth years, we started with one and we still have Liam with us today. So we're just going to be, we're not, it's not going to be so much of a debate as just sort of an interview, talking about just getting to know your fourth year rep and getting to know Liam and everything he has in store and just who he is. All right, so I guess, Liam, do you want to start off and just give yourself an introduction?
For sure. Thanks, Craig, for holding this debate along with Laura here. So yeah, I'm obviously applying to be the fourth year rep for Commerce. I've been fairly involved over my time at McMaster and DeGroote. It's meant a ton to me. I met a lot of awesome people. I'm hoping to continue meeting a lot of awesome people going into my last year. And I really wanted to join this role, or apply for the role, I should say, in order to really use the experience I've done for myself and those I've interacted with. A lot of people took the time to develop my character, help me find out where I belong in DeGroote and what my interests are. So I really want to pay that back with anyone who was in a similar situation to me in first year. And yeah, DeGroote really means a lot, and I'm looking forward to helping it out.
All right, great, thanks. So I guess just starting off, what does the DeGroote community mean to you?
So the DeGroote family really means, or sorry, the DeGroote community really means family, in my opinion. I think when you look at everyone who's involved, all the people that take the time to be co-chairs and executives on so many different clubs, you really get that community feel. Everyone is very much in each other's beneficial favor. I've yet to meet anyone that has done me wrong in the DCS or really the DeGroote club space in general. Usually people are fairly uplifting, and they really do want to see you succeed. I personally felt that from a lot of past years DeGroote students such as Joel and Jeremy, who have really, taken me and helped elevate me to become where I am today. So I'm very thankful for that, and I want to pay that forward.
Great. So what do you think are the biggest challenges facing DeGroote students today, and how do you plan on addressing them?
Yeah, for sure. I think today, due to obviously COVID around us today, it's definitely going to be the student communication. As before, if you wanted to talk to another student, you could probably just text them to meet up at DSB, at the cafe, or anything like that. But obviously, due to what's going on, we're very unsure whether that's going to be open to the public, if that's going to be open to our degree students. So in terms of how to address that situation, I think it's going to be a lot of online creativity. So whether we're using, Facebook Messenger chat rooms, whether we're using Zoom, whether we're using, different online communication platforms, I think that's going to be the best way for students to still be in connection with each other. I know that McMaster as a whole is working on the Archway program, which is going to be an app that allows McMaster students to interact with each other. And, holding various Zoom calls, maybe for myself as a fourth year rep, I can set up a once an hour open-ended Zoom call where if anyone wants to join with any questions, I'm happy to answer those and just talk about DeGroote in general.
That's great. That's great. So yeah, so let's talk about, so you personally, what skills and sort of personality characteristics do you think that you have that makes you just great for this role?
Yeah. So like I said earlier in this, I guess, interview debate style format, I think I'm fairly well suited for this role due to the involvement I've been in over the years. I've been in so many clubs: JDCC, FYO, Green Suits, Elite Seat Mars. I've really been around the table and seen what the different clubs DeGroote offers. So I think I'm going to be able to give great insight to anyone who's looking to get involved and what club fits their interests. I would say in terms of my leadership style, I'm definitely democratic. I like to hear what others people's thoughts are. I like to include others. If someone is doing something, I really like to believe that they're going to do it the best if that's their vision. I'm excited to work on projects for DeGroote and with, people like Laura and other year reps that will be announced soon, I guess, and work on various creative initiatives to help, really bring that community focus to DeGroote, even through this COVID situation.
All right, great. So I guess actually start talking about your personal experience. So obviously, I think you've been involved in a lot of different facets of what the degree experience can be and is for people. So what is it about the fourth year rep position that interested you?
Yeah, for sure. In terms of fourth year rep, I think it's a very interesting platform because, you know, I'm looking to spread what the DCS is to an existing group being fourth year. So most fourth years at that point should know what the DCS is. However, I'm still a believer and it's never too late to get involved. There's really so many amazing people that I've met over the years that were maybe 2 years older than me, or maybe, 2 years younger than me. And they're still like some of my best friends to this day. I find that the DeGroot family, there's not really like a clickiness at all. I think if you're willing to be involved, you're going to meet a lot of great people. And that's what I'm going to stress as my fourth year rep is, even though you're in fourth year, still joining something is going to make a huge difference to your university experience, even if it's only for 1 year.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Um, Never too late to get involved. Uh, how would you communicate to students what the DCS is and what it stands for?
Yeah, I think I could communicate that fairly well. I think, although, as I said, due to coronavirus, everything's kind of shut down. So I can't really show them what it is by just telling them to go to DSB. But I think, all the social media platforms for the group are fairly well run. And there's a very easy way to share different information on your own personal story. As I've said many times, I've been fairly involved. So I think I'm able to push certain messages on certain accounts, whether that be on the FYO channel or on the JDCC channel. I'm able to, help push mass messages to various different cohorts of students. And yeah.
Nice. So here's a question from the audience
Okay.
watching on Discord. So do you have any ideas on maintaining morale and staying connected among graduating fourth and fifth year students if we are potentially taking our final semesters at DeGroot remotely?
Yeah, for sure. So I guess I'll quickly run. Actually, I guess if it's going to be online, was that the question? So for sure, if things remain online.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if things remain online, then obviously we're not going to be able to hold any physical, events or things like that. But I can relate this recently to what I did actually yesterday. Being on JDCC, we have an exec team of about 15 plus members, and we held various Zoom calls. We played games that are actually very fun online. We played a PowerPoint game where you create a random subject, you put various pictures on slides, and someone else presents it. Obviously, that's just one micro example of something you could do on Zoom. We ended up playing it for like 2 hours because it was hilarious with the different ideas people came up with. But there's a lot of really good opportunities of things being online. Whether we played something similar to the PowerPoint game, or maybe you played if anyone's heard of Jackbox TV, those are different like card games you can play on your phone, and just one person can share their screen. So there's still a ton of fun ways to do things online, and I'm looking forward to bringing that this year if things for sure go online.
Great. Great. How would you how would you feel you'd want to maybe address the academic side of people feeling that the community is feeling more distanced?
Academic side in terms of those who are not involved.
Just away from sort of the social idea, maybe more towards the people that are, yeah, like not necessarily that the people are that aren't involved, but the people like the uh, yeah, I don't know if I'm phrasing the question the right way, but that because I think there's sort of the two facets of staying involved with clubs, but then also staying involved in a class setting. That sense of a cohort.
Yeah. In terms of doing things online in a class format, I think we all got to see a little bit of how that played through the last couple of weeks of last year. I think if things go online, usually the syllabuses for the main part are remaining the same. There's a lot of group projects that are going on. I'm taking a summer school class right now. The entire course is based on group projects. Group projects. It's an innovation course. And group projects are still being done the same. We have all the same resources to do things as if we were physically present. Like Google Docs, Google Drive, for example. Many people are able to work on a doc at once. Zoom allows for various people to work on on a call at once. And really it's the same thing. So for those who are nervous about what class is going to look like in the future, I think they just have to remind themselves that we have all the tools to remain present with each other, all the tools to collaborate with each other, on our computers and from home, and the teachers are going to make note of that, and they're going to be willing to keep those group projects in place using these resources.
Yeah, nice. So as you've spent a considerable amount of time here at DeGroote, you've seen a lot of stuff. What would you say your biggest barrier to success has been while you have been here?
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest barrier to success is really at an individual level. In my scenario, it was honestly myself. I think a lot of people are nervous to get involved. They're scared to face rejection and failure from not being hired to a certain position. But what people need to realize is there's so many opportunities at DeGroote. And don't be nervous to get involved. If you don't get one position, it's not a big deal. When I was applying in my second year to get on things, I was also rejected. It's part of reality. It helps build strong character. I'll give you an example. In my first year, I was not involved on any club at all. And then in second year, I went to the club fair, which will actually be taking place next Saturday. If people are listening to this call, club fair is going to be happening next week on Saturday, where you can find out, what clubs are doing what things. And I basically talked to every single club chair. And then finally one told me to apply and help me get an interview. And then once you get involved, it kind of snowballs. But it was my entire first year where I was super nervous and a little insecure to apply to certain roles. And if I could tell myself anything, it would be to just go out there and apply to random things. Something's eventually going to click. It might not be the first try, but just know that it will happen.
Nice. So what would you ideally say you want the theme to be of what you get done this year as fourth year rep?
I think I really want to make it family. I want to make it a community approach. As you mentioned, Craig, things are going to be online this year, but I don't want that to stop the DeGroote family. Part of the reason why I wanted to be so involved and continue to be involved is to be a part of that family and really pay it forward for the next people, to be the leaders of various clubs and be the various co-chairs of future years. And yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm paying it forward to others and knowing that the DeGroote family is so strong. Just because we're not there at DSB Cafe does not mean that it's going to go away. We're going to find other channels to make sure that that community is still had.
Nice. Great answer. Here we go. So we have another question from the audience. It says, Liam, what is one goal you would like to achieve by the end of the upcoming year?
Yeah, so one goal I want to achieve by the end of the upcoming year is to hold at least one successful event. If things are not in person, like I gave the example with the PowerPoint game, I would like to hold some sort of social or some sort of event online that anyone that from any year at DeGroote can attend. It'd be a way to meet new people. It'd be a way to collaborate with other individuals, just really have fun. Obviously, during this time, it's stressful. Some people are being affected. Some people are being affected in other ways than other people. So I just want to create a way for people to get into a space that distracts them from COVID and really just have a fun time and meet other DeGroote students.
Nice. If you could have one message to say to the incoming students for this year, of all years in the school, what would you say to them?
I would say to do as many things as you can. I think obviously going into university can be very intimidating. It can be scary. There's a lot of upper year students. You don't really know anyone except for maybe if you came in with a roommate or some high school friends. But my advice would just really be to meet as many people as possible. Something one of the green suit reps told me when I was in my first year was, everyone's in the same position. Everyone's nervous to meet other people. Everyone's feeling what you're feeling. But at the end of the day, everyone's here to meet new people. So by you going around, and obviously now you can't see them in person, so maybe, I don't know, shoot them a message on Instagram, shoot them a message on Facebook, and just start a conversation with someone. most times it ends up working out really well. It's led to a lot of, you know, my success in terms of meeting new people. It's just straight up just approaching them and saying, hi, how are you doing? You know, you guys go to the same school, so there's already a common baseline to start a conversation.
Great. Let's see. So if there was one thing then that you could change about the DCS, what would you change?
I think that's definitely a tough question. One thing I would change about the DCS, I'd have to think for a sec. Give me 1 second.
Take time.
I think the DCS is fairly well run. I think they do a lot. I think one thing I could change about the DCS is maybe, besides just being involved with the execs of the clubs, it'd be nice if they showed more support to the events that are run by these various clubs. So I think, you know, something, well, I'll be working with the DCS if I am the 4th year rep. I'll be encouraging various DCS execs, you know, presidents and vice presidents and whoever to actually come out to events. So obviously the DCS, for those who don't know, is the overarching theme of DeGroote and helps other clubs receive funding and contributions and things like that. So it'd be nice to see them also come out to various events that are run throughout the year. And I'm sure they do, but maybe coming out to more would be something that I would like to see. I wouldn't necessarily call it a change, but it's something I think that could be a benefit to them.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm kind of running out of just casual questions to be asking. You know, it does move a lot faster when when we're not talking to 4 people at the same time.
For sure.
So I guess we could start wrapping up now, and, you know, keep this content rated nice 20 minutes, I guess. So
For sure.
so I guess, yeah, I don't know if you want to have a final closing statement or message, social media plug, have at it.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, thanks so much for having me on today, guys. Really appreciate it. I'm excited to obviously pursue this 4th year rep position. I'm super in love with the school I go to. Honestly, I absolutely love McMaster DeGroote. I'm super excited for the things that DeGroote is going to accomplish. I want to see it as a top business school. I know it already is, but I want to even push it farther and find ways to really get DeGroote on the map. Obviously, I'm the 4th year rep, so if you have any questions regarding any year, I'm more than happy to answer. If there's any questions about specifically 4th year, you know, that obviously applies to me. In terms of my Instagram, you can just search up Liam O'Brien 15. My Facebook is just Liam O'Brien. And if anyone does not have social media for whatever reason, they can reach out to Craig or Laura, and they can direct you my email or my phone number, whatever works for the person. But yeah, I really appreciate this, guys.
All right, great. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for talking with us, and thanks for everyone listening. Laura, final announcements.
So sorry if this echoes on Discord. I know it well, but thank you so much, Liam, for coming out today, and, you know, sharing your experiences. And we definitely look forward to working with you as 4th year rep.
Awesome.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.